Should you sell and get out of the market because the market's done? It's over. There's no altcoin season. Should you continue to wait? What should you look at to know where we are and what might be coming? We're going to talk about cycles and patterns and where I think we are. I'm Brian, Big Dumb Animal. Don't do what I do. Informational purposes only. I'm showing you what I look at. And instead of just talking about it today, because the market is down and there's a lot of people saying, oh, it's over or it never started or it's not going to start. Let's just look at the charts, the past, and where we think we are. So I was going to say, instead of me just blabbing on, let me show you what I'm looking at and the conclusions I'm coming to. Come to your own conclusions. You're probably familiar. We'll just look at, there's multiple ways of people like to track whether or not we're in an altcoin season. And there are these indicators. Here's 3. This is on Dune. I've shown this before. Down here basically means, hey, this is time to be buying altcoins. They're down and we're not yet in altcoin season. Here's the second one. You've probably seen this one. Bitcoin season would be over here. Altcoin season over here. It has to do with how many of these are actually the top 50 performing better or worse than Bitcoin. The third one, so again, not an altcoin season, is on CoinMarketCap, and it's showing fear and greed. Fear meaning, hey, we're not in altcoin season. Things aren't going well. Okay. That's some basic indicators that you can just really quickly look at. But you probably want to know, well, why are we looking at these things and what should we be looking at? Bitcoin dominance. And look at these 2 charts here. I showed this one last week, which was this blue line is Bitcoin dominance. For those of you that may be new to this, the total market cap of everything in crypto, let's say it was 3 trillion. Easy math. If Bitcoin's market cap was 1.5 trillion, that would be half of the total market cap. So their dominance would be 50%. Typically, in the past, what has happened was once Bitcoin's dominance goes up and up and up, eventually it starts to fall. When it falls, that essentially means money's rotating into other coins, and then we're going to start the altcoin season. I'll show you phases in a second. So in the past, here it was Bitcoin dominance up here. The dominance is here on the left. And then as it started to fall, this green is altcoin season. So we had 3 months of no altcoin season. 3 years. And then 1 year of altcoin season as the Bitcoin dominance dropped. Then it started going back up, meaning the more money was rotating into Bitcoin. Here we are 3 years. And then it peaked and went down. And there's a year. You see the pattern. Another 3 years. Here's where we are here. People think it's peaking and going down. Let me show you another one. This is an excellent one I just saw online saying, hey, in the last run up, Bitcoin had its first peak, came down, but then had a second peak before it really dropped. This is Bitcoin dominance, and altcoin season was right here as Bitcoin dominance came down. Okay, it's gone up over time, and here we are. We had one peak. They think we've had a second, and altcoin season may be on its way. What are they looking at? On TradingView, you go to BTC.D. This is the actual altcoin dominance chart that was just depicted in that picture. This was number 1 and number 2 of the last run. And here we are. They believe this could be number 1 and number 2 of this run, potentially signaling that it could be coming down. But we really want to know on this particular chart, this is one of those charts where, in my opinion, in the future, we'll look back and say, yeah, that was the peak, but we don't know. We all thought this was the peak when it really dropped, but then look, it ran back up. So how do we know when the peak really hits? There is this one that I follow, Pi Cycle Top Indicator. Essentially, there are 2 different moving averages here, the green and the orange. And the summary is when they cross, Bitcoin dominance has peaked. You'll see it cross up here. It wasn't that great of an indicator way 2012 to 2014. But in the last 2, it crossed here about, they say 3 days after it peaks. And then they crossed here in the last run up. And now they've yet to cross. So why do I point this one out? And if you look down here, they tell you it's 111 moving day average, a 350 moving day average. Why do I point this out? Because we don't know when this actually peaks until like a month or 2 later. That's not helpful. This one says it says the timing of the market cycle high is within 3 days. So I'm watching this one to see when it crosses. Because if the past is indicative of the future, which it always doesn't mean it always will be, when this crosses within 3 days, we should say, aha, it has peaked. So do I think this is the peak? Well, not according to this. I'm going to keep watching this because it might go sideways. It might go up again. All right. Why look at that? This is why. You've probably seen this before. These are essentially the phases. Phase 1, money's in Bitcoin. Then it moves to Ethereum phase 2. And just to be funny, I threw this in here, phase 1.5, meme coins. Because as we know, we've had all these meme coin launches and all the money's come out and money's gone in and money's gone out. People are like, what's going on? This is screwing up the market. I don't think so. I think it's just a bunch of people playing with memes, some making money, some not. I think the majority don't. I don't really get involved. But the next thing is once the Bitcoin, it rolls down to Ethereum. Okay, so what did we just discuss? We just discussed phase 1. Are we out of it yet? Bitcoin dominance says we're not yet out of this. So what we want to see here is the Bitcoin dominance start coming down, which we haven't seen. I just showed you the pi cycle top yet. So people are watching Ethereum to see if it will start to run. Now let's talk about the total market. This is the market cap of it may not be everything, but it's like 99% of it. This is the peak of the last market run, around, let's say, 3 trillion. It went over that recently, but it's come back down. So the total market investment's about 3 trillion. Why do I point this out? I point this out to say that personally, I believe, I look at it this way. Do I think that the total market, the total amount of money invested in crypto is going to peak at the same number it did last time, which was 4 years ago? No. Why? I follow it pretty closely. You probably do as well. Look at all the things that have changed in the last 4 years. Crypto has made great strides. More people talk about it. More wallets are created. More accounts on Coinbase and Binance and all these different things. You can see the amount of information coming out in mainstream media about tokenization of assets, all the ETFs that have come out. Anyway, so in my opinion, it would not make any sense considering all the advancements and changes and things like banks being able to now hold crypto and a pro-crypto administration, you name it, that we don't get $1 more investment than we did 4 years ago. I just don't believe that. Next one to look at is called Total 3. Total 3 takes out Bitcoin and Ethereum. Why? Well, if you look at the list, we've got almost 2 trillion for Bitcoin and Ethereum at 300 billion. So if you take those two out, and the other reason we take them out is because in our phases, Bitcoin, money moves to Ethereum, and then it moves to large caps. So this, you take these two things out, and you want to see what's going on down here. Take those out, that's called Total 3. We look at Total 3. I'm sorry, that's total. This is Total 3. Last bull run, it peaked here, whatever that number is, 1.1 trillion. And then it hit it again, but we're way down here at 859 billion. Again, same thing. Do I believe that there has been no advancement in anything other than Bitcoin and Ethereum? No. So I believe not only will it come back to this line, but it'll take off. Again, that's just me. Last one to look at, others. Others takes out the top 10. You take out the top 10 because they are huge market caps. If you look at the top 10 plus, you've got Tether, which is a stable coin, USDC, which is a stable coin, and then you're left with everything else. Essentially, others would be representing this phase down here. Now, some say you've got money moving into large caps first, some of the larger market cap ones, and then to all of the smaller ones. But essentially, this is what we're looking for outside of the top 10. That would be others. Last time it peaked at this orange line, whatever number that is. And then now we didn't even get close. We got close to it, but then we came down substantially. So if this orange line is around, I don't know, 580, 500 and something billion, we're at like half of that. So total market, we're at it. Take out Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're just below it. Others, we're half of it. So to me, that means when we look at the phases, this one, we're in, we're at it. Total market, including Bitcoin. Ethereum, we're close. We're waiting for that to move. Altcoins, we're not even close to that yet. In summary, I'm going to be watching this to see this pi cycle top when they cross, meaning the Bitcoin dominance will start to fall And then we'll start watching Ethereum to see if the money is indeed moving into Ethereum, meaning is Ethereum starting to move. This is last market peak, 48.67, and it's only at 26.37. Not quite half, but close. Half would be, 5,200 if it was there. But look how it's, in my opinion, really low. So I hold Ethereum for many different reasons, but this hasn't really started to move yet. I'm going to watch that Bitcoin dominance first, and then when Ethereum starts to move after that pi cycle top lines cross, theoretically Bitcoin dominance is going down. Then I want to see Ethereum money start to move. Then and only then will I believe altcoin season is there. And I believe we haven't had it yet, and we will have it, because no one will convince me that we will have the exact same amount of investment in the crypto market that we had last time. There's just, in my opinion, as always, there's just no way. So I'm not sweating it out. We just have to sit and wait and see how the market plays out, but keep eyes on these signals. If I thought we were done, or we weren't going to have it, or this wasn't going to play out, well, I have a substantial amount in crypto. I would just sell everything and move on. That's not what I believe. I think we're not even in altcoin season yet for the reasons I showed you. Have a great day. I hope this was helpful. I hope this calms you down. Always, as they say, zoom out, which means look at a large period of time and then come to your own conclusions. Hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto. Thanks for watching.